statements made here today by victims, the entire trial process, the witnesses, the victim impact statements that I heard here today. I have read and considered Ohio Revised Code 2911 for the principles and purposes of felony sentencing, 2912 for the seriousness and recidivism factors, 2913 for all sections of felony sentencing. The court will impose a sentence that is commensurate with and not demeaning to the seriousness of offender's conduct and its impact upon the victims, and consistent with sentences imposed for similar offenses committed by similar offenders. Before I get to the exact count and sentence, I do need to read you this statement. There will be prison time. I am reading the duty to register as a sex offender or child victim offender in the event that you were to leave prison. You have been convicted of a sexually oriented offense and child victim offense as defined in Ohio Revised Code 2950.01, and you are a Tier 3 sex offender, child victim offender registrant. You are required to register in person with the sheriff of the county in which you establish residency within 3 days of coming into that county, or if temporarily domiciled for more than 3 days. You are also required to register in person with the sheriff of the county in which you establish a place of education immediately upon your coming into that county. If you establish a place of education in another state but maintain a residence or temporary domicile here, you are required to register in person with the sheriff or other appropriate official in that state immediately upon coming into that state. You are also required to register in person with the sheriff of that county in which you establish a place of employment if you've been employed for more than 3 days for an aggregate of or for an aggregate of 14 days in a calendar year. If you establish a place of employment in another state but maintain a residence or temporary domicile here, you are required to register in person with the sheriff or other appropriate official in that state if you have been employed for more than 3 days or for an aggregate of 14 days in a calendar year. Employment includes volunteer services. You are required to provide the sheriff with temporary lodging information, including address and length of stay, if your absence will be for 7 days or more. After the date of initial registration, you are required to periodically verify your residence, address, place of employment, and or place of education in person at the county sheriff's office no earlier than 10 days prior to your verification day. If you change residence, place of employment, and or place of education, you shall provide written notice of that change to the sheriff with whom you most recently registered and the sheriff in that county in which you intend to reside or establish a place of employment and or place of education at least 20 days prior to any change and no later than 3 days after a change of employment. If the residence address change is not to a fixed address, you shall include a detailed description of the place or places you intend to stay, and no later than the end of the first business day immediately following the day you obtain a fixed address, you must register with the sheriff at that fixed address. You shall provide written notice within 3 days of any change in vehicle information, email address, internet identifiers, or telephone numbers registered to you or used by you to the sheriff with whom you have most recently registered. You're required to comply with all the above described requirements for a period every 90 days for life. Please let the record reflect, or let me finish by stating, your expected residence is in Cuyahoga County, the Cuyahoga County Sheriff. You shall register no later than 3 days. You shall register in person no later than 3 days with that sheriff located at 1200 Ontario Street, Cleveland, Ohio, 44113. Failure to register, verify a residence at the specified time, or failure to provide notice of a change of residence in residence address or other required information as described above will result in criminal prosecution. Please let the record reflect that I have informed the defendant of that duty, and I have a signed copy. I have a copy that has his signature affixed to it. I am going to sign as well, and this will be part of the record. Before I go to sentencing, I will also note for the record that there was, it had been brought to my attention that I may have misstated that there was a guilty charge for count 11. Count 11, for the record, was dismissed under Criminal Rule 29. I'll further note for the record that because of the timing of certain offenses, the sexually violent predator specification On counts 27 through 53 have been dismissed. I'm going to make another finding on allied offenses and merger. I'm making a finding that where the counts of rape and sexual battery are committed as part of the same act, those offenses will be merged, and I will identify each count as I go through where that will happen. The court makes a further finding that kidnapping, rape, and felonious assault do not merge. They are separate offenses. They have separate motivations. The kidnapping involving luring children to either your home or your apartment or on the trip is a separate crime from rape, and the felonious assault is separate to that, even though the infection may have come as a result of the rape. Infecting someone with HIV is a separate charge, so these charges do not merge. So please put that finding on the record. The only offenses that will merge would be rape and sexual battery. Okay.
Your Honor,
yes.
For the record, on those counts, the state would obviously avoid them rape.
Yes, thank you. And I will note that as we go through. Okay. Because I don't have permission from the victims to use names, I may use initials from time to time. I'm going to read these in the order of the counts, which happen to coincide with the victims. Before I start, let me again say to those people that were courageous enough to sit in this witness stand and say things and tell things that you probably didn't want to, and you really had no motivation for other than justice. I just want the record to reflect that I again, can't imagine your suffering, but I just want to acknowledge your courage. This just really had to be very difficult, and that you had the courage to testify, and again, be here today, that fact is not lost on the court. And I wish you the best in your healing process. Hopefully today will be a step forward in the healing process. Okay. On counts 1 and 2. Counts 1 and 2 merge. Okay, counts 1 and 2 are merged. The state elects to sentence on count 1, rape, a felony of the first degree. On count 1, the sentence is life with a minimum term of 10 years. On count 3, felonious assault, you're sentenced to life with a minimum term of 8 years. On count 4, kidnapping, I'm sentencing you to life with a minimum term of 10 years. On counts 5 and 6. Counts 5 and 6 will merge. The state elects to sentence on count 5. On count 5, I am sentencing to, this is a count for rape, I am sentencing with a sexually violent predator specification, life in prison, minimum sentence of 10 years. On count 7, felonious assault, with sexual motivation specifications, sexually violent predator specifications, I'm sentencing you to life, minimum term of 8 years. On count 8, kidnapping and felony of the first degree with sexual motivation specifications and a sexually violent predator specification, I am sentencing you to life with a minimum term of 10 years. Moving to the next victim, NS, and again, gross sexual imposition and kidnapping, I'm making a finding, do not merge in this matter. Count 9, gross sexual imposition, a felony of the fourth degree, I'm sentencing you to 1 year in prison. On count 10, kidnapping, a felony of the first degree with sexual motivation specification and sexually violent predator specifications, I'm sentencing you to life with a minimum term of 10 years. The next victim, EP, on counts 13 through 17, Count 13, sexual battery, a felony of the third degree with sexually violent specifications. I'm sentencing you to life, minimum term 5 years. Count 14, sexual battery, a felony of the third degree with sexually violent predator specifications. I'm sentencing you to life, minimum term of 5 years. Count 16, felonious assault, a felony of the second degree with sexual motivation specifications and sexually violent predator specifications. I'm sentencing you to life, minimum term of 8 years. Count 17, kidnapping, a felony of the first degree with sexual motivation specifications, sexually violent predator specifications. I am sentencing you to life, minimum term of 10 years. The second incident involved counts 18 through 22. Second incident with EP. On count 18, sexual battery, felony of the third degree with sexually violent predator specifications. I'm sentencing you to life, minimum term of 5 years. Count 19, sexual battery, a felony of the third degree with sexually violent predator specifications. I'm sentencing you to life with minimum term 5 years. On count 20, sexual battery, a felony of the third degree with sexually violent predator specifications. I'm sentencing you to life, minimum term of 5 years. Count 21, felonious assault, a felony of the second degree with sexually motivated specifications, sexually violent predator specifications. I am sentencing you to life, minimum term 8 years. On count 22, kidnapping, a felony of the first degree with sexually motivated specifications and sexual violent predator specifications. I'm sentencing you to life, minimum term 10 years. The third incident involving EP involved counts 23 and 26. Counts 23 and count 24 will merge. State elects to sentence on count 23. Count 23, rape, a felony of the first degree with sexually violent predator specifications. I'm sentencing you to life, minimum term 10 years. Count 25, felonious assault, a felony of the second degree with sexually motivated specifications and sexual violent predator specifications. I'm sentencing you to life, minimum term 8 years. On count 26, kidnapping, sexually motivated specification, sexually violent predator specification. I'm sentencing you to life, minimum term 10 years. For victim SR, on counts, first incident 27 through 30. Sexual battery, a felony of the third degree. I'm sentencing you to 5 years. Count 28, sexual battery, a felony of the third degree. I'm sentencing you to 5 years. Count 29, sexual battery. I'm sentencing you to 5 years. Count 30, kidnapping, a felony of the first degree. I'm sentencing you to 10 years. Second incident is count 31 through 33. Counts 31 and 32 will merge, and the court will sentence on count 31. Count 31 is rape, a felony of the first degree. I'm sentencing you to 10 years. Count 33, kidnapping, a felony of the first degree. I'm sentencing you to 10 years. Victim RC, on the Washington, D.C. trip, counts 34 through 36. Counts 34 and 35 merge. The state elects to sentence on count 34. Count 34, rape, is a felony of the first degree. I'm sentencing you to 10 years. Count 36, kidnapping, a felony of the first degree. I'm sentencing you to 10 years. Same victim, counts 37 to 41 involves a trip to Cincinnati. Counts 37 and 38 merge. The court will sentence on count 37. Count 37, rape, I'm sentencing you to 10 years. Counts 39 and 40 merge. State elects to sentence on count 39. Count 39 is rape, a felony of the first degree. I'm sentencing you to 10 years. Count 41 is kidnapping, a felony of the first degree. I'm sentencing you to 10 years. Second incident involving RC, incident that occurred at defendant's house. Counts 42 to 47. Count 42 and 43 merge. The state elects to sentence on count 42. Count 42 is rape, a felony of the first degree. I'm sentencing you to 10 years to life. Count 46 and 47 merge. The state elects to sentence on count 46. Count 46 is rape, a felony of the first degree. I'm sentencing you to 10 years. Counts 50 to 53 involve incident at defendant's apartment with victim RC. Counts 50 and 51 merge. The state elects to sentence on count 50. Count 50, rape. I'm sentencing you to 10 years. Count 52 and 53 merge. I will sentence on, the state elects to sentence on count 52, rape. I'm sentencing you to 10 years. Counts 50, next victim, JB. Counts 54 and 55 merge. The state elects to sentence on count 54. On count 54, I sentence you to life, minimum term 10 years. Counts 56 and 57 merge. and the state elects to sentence on count 56. On count 56, rape, a felony of the first degree, I'm sentencing you to life, minimum term of 10 years. Count 58, felonious assault, a felony of the second degree with sexually motivated specifications, sexually violent specifications, I'm sentencing you to life, minimum term, 8 years. Count 59, kidnapping, a felony of the first degree with sexually motivated specifications, sexual violent predator specifications, I'm sentencing you to life, minimum term, 10 years. Next victim, AW. Counts 60 and 61 merge. The state elects to sentence on count 60. On count 60, rape, a felony of the first degree with sexually violent predator specifications, I'm sentencing you to life, minimum term, 10 years. Count 62 and 63 merge. So the state elects to sentence on count 62. On count 62, rape, a felony of the first degree with sexually violent specification, the court sentences you to life, minimum term, 10 years. On count 64 and 65 merge. The state elects to sentence on count 64. Count 64, rape, a felony of the first degree with sexually violent predator specification, I'm sentencing you to life, minimum term, 10 years. Count 66, disseminating matters harmful to juveniles, a felony of the fifth degree, I'm sentencing you to 1 year. Count 67, felonious assault, a felony of the second degree with sexual motivation specifications, sexually violent predator specifications, I'm sentencing you to life, minimum term, 8 years. Count 68, kidnapping, a felony of the first degree with sexual motivation specifications, sexually violent predator specifications, I'm sentencing you to life with a minimum term of 10 years. Victim DT, count 71, sexual battery, is a felony of the third degree with sexually violent predator specifications. The court sentences you to life, minimum term, 5 years. Count 72, disseminating matters harmful to juveniles, a felony of the first degree, I'm sentencing you to 1 year. On count 73, felonious assault, and a felony of the second degree with sexual motivation specifications, sexually violent predator specifications, I'm sentencing you to life, minimum term of 8 years. Count 75, kidnapping, a felony of the first degree with sexual motivation specifications, sexually violent predator specifications, I'm sentencing you to life, minimum term of 10 years. The court finds that consecutive sentences is appropriate pursuant to Revised Code 2929.19 subsection B2B and 2929.14 section C4. The court finds it is necessary to punish the offender, protect the public from future crime, and is not disproportionate to the seriousness of the conduct and the danger posed by the defendant. And the harm caused is so great or unusual that a single prison term would not adequately reflect the seriousness of the conduct. Therefore, of the indefinite terms, the sentence total is life in prison, possibility of parole at 236 years. Of the 127 years in addition to the indefinite, the definite, for a total of 365 years to life. I need to also advise you, because there are certain felonies that are contained that do not have a specified mandatory term. I have to read you post-release control. Upon completion of your prison sentence, you may be subject to a term of post-release control by the Adult Parole Authority. If, when this period of post-release control is imposed following release from prison and you violate the terms of that supervision, the parole board may impose a prison term as part of your sentence up to 1/2 of your stated prison term. If you are on post-release control and you are convicted of a new felony, in addition to the sentence, the judge may add an additional consecutive prison term of 1 year or whatever time remains on your post-release control, whichever is greater. While on post-release control, if you fail to report to your parole officer, you may be charged with escape, and this is a felony. That is a very unlikely possibility, I do need to read that into the record along with the registration requirements, the sex offender registration requirements. And again, Mr. Greene, there's nothing I can say to you that would be more impactful than what the victims stated to you and their families. I'm not going to spend my time berating you because I know you have a family as well. The court's spoken through its sentence, and Unless there's anything else for the matter, in this matter, to Mr. Ramsey or Mr. Shalgevich?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, at this time, we are adjourned. Thank you.